Shields up, Ironbreakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and I'm sorry if I sound a little bit monotone today. This is not due to a lack of excitement, it's simply due to the fact that I believe that yesterday I strained my vocal cords a little bit too much. I've been sick over the last couple of days, and last night we had the PlayStation Showcase live stream, and immediately afterwards I recorded a conscast with Fightin' Cowboy because I love shooting the shit with Fightin' Cowboy, talking about video games, all that good stuff. Some of you guys seem to enjoy that as well, so, I was just like, yeah, let's go ahead and let's do that so that we have a conscast to put up on the channel later today. However, this morning when I woke up, I pretty much coughed up a little bit of blood, so I don't really want to strain my voice all that much. But anyways, for today's video, I wanted to give you guys a very brief recap of everything that was talked about on the PlayStation Showcase, and also tell you guys the things that I'm more excited from what was announced. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people say that the showcase was, not really as good as they were expecting. As a matter of fact, you'll hear a lot of that in the conscast, where Fightin' Cowboy also was not the biggest fan of this showcase. To me, it's like I go into these with the objective of like, look, I just want to see like a couple of games that I like. I got a couple of games that I liked, so I was like, cool beans. All of the other stuff, I'm like, whatever. If it's not for me, it's not for me. But anyways, let's get into the actual topics themselves. We are here in the official PlayStation blog, so they have a summary of everything that was announced. Or do they? Because interestingly enough, there's actually a couple of things that I'm excited about that were not mentioned in this post. So I thought that was interesting. But anyways, one of the first things that they showcased was these accessories that they're bringing onto the PlayStation 5. These are not things that I'm particularly excited about. Like this device, which is Project Q or whatever, basically does remote play from Wi-Fi. So basically, if you're at your home and your PlayStation's connected to your Wi-Fi, you'll be able to stream stuff from your PlayStation to this device. So it's kind of like a Switch, so long as you're at home, so to speak. It's not really something that's super exciting for me, not to mention that you can already do remote play from your phone or your tablet or whatever using any controller for the PlayStation. Even a DualShock 4 will do it just fine. So this is all something that already exists technologically speaking. It's just a device that, has everything built in, which, I guess that's all right, but it's not really something that's for me. Same thing for the Bluetooth headphones, but that's there. Now, we're going to be getting Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. So this is like their remake for Metal Gear Solid 3. Now, when it comes to Metal Gear Solid, I'm always hesitant due to the fact that, like, hey, but this is kind of like Kojima's baby. Are they really going to be able to recreate Kojima's baby? So what they're saying is like all of the elements of the story and, all of that good stuff is going to be present, but they're like updating and modernizing the gameplay. I don't know if they can do it. I just keep thinking about Metal Gear Survive, which was not particularly good. So, who knows? I would much rather to see Kojima involved in this, but I'll be happy to take a look at it. Also, they announced that they're going to be releasing like I'm not sure if it's a remaster or if it's just like the old games. They're going to be playable in current generation consoles. But yeah, the trailer was a little bit weird when the trailer first came online. I was actually speculating that it could be something like Death Stranding 2. Because of the obscure nature of the trailer, but no, then they show us Snake here, and then, as I was saying, did they not show here at the end of this trailer the other editions? I guess not. In this one, they just show Metal Gear Solid Delta. But yeah, there's going to be like a collection of Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. Not this one, not the remake, but like the old one, and that's going to be releasing on current consoles in like, is it October? Or something like that. Whatever. But yeah, that's going to be a thing. So look forward to that if you are a fan of Metal Gear Solid. So that's going to be pretty cool. Then here they mention the Bungie thing. So Bungie is working on this marathon shooter, which the trailer did absolutely nothing for me. And then the game itself is going to be an extraction shooter, which also, to be honest, doesn't really do much for me. So I'm like, meh. This is not something that I'm interested in, despite the fact that, as far as I'm concerned, Bungie has like some of the best gunplay in the business. But yeah, this marathon game did absolutely nothing for me, both with the trailer as well as what they're describing it as. So yeah, I don't know. The final shape, apparently Cade 6 is coming back to Destiny 2, which I know that they killed Cade 6 at some point. I thought that Cade 6 had already been revived, I guess that's not the case, and now he's actually back. I don't know, dude. It's weird. Feels like a desperate move, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't really play Destiny 2 anymore. I can't trust Bungie due to what they did with the XP throttling, so it's whatever. Street Fighter 6 was also present in the presentation. I don't really do that much fighters. Street Fighter 6 looks really cool, but it also releases really close to Diablo 4, so that's probably not going to be something that I'm going to be dedicating a whole lot of time to. Then we have Marvel's Spider-Man 2 gameplay revealed, which is actually pretty cool. Reveals Peter here coming in with the symbiote suit, which is friggin' legit. And it also appears to affect his mood, like you can see Peter getting angry as he's fighting. So that's kind of cool. Another thing that they showed with this was also that both Peter as well as Miles, they're going to have like wingsuits, so they can pretty much fly. Now, Miles I already felt was brutally overpowered. Now, besides all of his electricity, superpower, super strength, invisibility, he's also going to be able to fly. That's pretty wild, but, you know, it's whatever. I think that this is going to be a pretty fun game to play. In my opinion, I really enjoyed what I've played of the first Spider-Man, as well as what I played of Miles Morales, so this one's going to be pretty solid. And I know that there's a lot of Spider-Man fans out there that just absolutely adore these games. So this one's going to be pretty much a no-brainer in my opinion. So yeah, cool beans there. Next up, we have Fair Game, which is a competitive heist experience coming to PS5 and PC. What I saw of the trailer for this game didn't seem that interesting, so whatever. Helldivers 2, on the other hand, man, who remembers Helldivers? Helldivers was hella fun. And it seems like in Helldivers 2, they're doubling up on the humor element of it, and it's going to be more of a third-person shooter as opposed to top-down, because the original Helldivers was like isometric perspective, top-down thing. But it was really fun. The biggest thing that I remember from the original Helldivers was that I had a blast when I was playing with friends, but playing solo was really challenging. I don't know if they weren't doing like solo scaling or what the deal was, or how they're going to be tackling that this time around, but this one is definitely one to keep tabs on, and I will be very interested to check it out whenever it eventually releases. Like, I'm excited for this one, to be real. Like, I just like this type of gameplay, and I thought it was really cool. So, and by the way, if you guys never played Helldivers, pretty much think Starship Troopers. It's kind of like the same vibe. It's pretty legit. Trust me, it's cool. So we'll see. But I mean, I'm not saying this one's like 100% going to be cool. I'll have to check it out first, obviously, to give you guys my opinions on it. But it's pretty legit. I liked Helldivers. Coming up next, we have Concord. So Concord is a bit of a weird one because I saw the trailer and I got really excited about it because you guys know me. I like spaceships. I like, you know, space games, that type of stuff. I tend to enjoy those a lot, particularly ones that focus on actually flying the ship and whatnot, like No Man's Sky. Love that. Elite Dangerous. Love that. You know, there's just a lot of stuff that I like. And in terms of the theme and vibe that this game gives you, I was really enjoying the whole vibe, and you'll notice that I'm speaking in the past tense now. As a matter of fact, you'll hear me be really excited about this game and the Conscast with Cowboy. But then today, as I was looking it up, it's going to be a new PvP multiplayer FPS, and I was like, oh. I mean, sure, maybe I'll check it out. We'll see what it's all about. Just because I get a really good vibe from that teaser trailer. But ultimately, you guys know me, I don't really play that many competitive games, so it's going to be whatever. But it got me really excited with the teaser trailer. I'll give him that. Then we have Alan Wake 2, which I never really played the original Alan Wake, so I'm not like super excited about this. I think Cowboy is interested in this one. We have the first Assassin's Creed Mirage gameplay reveal, launches October 12th. My commentary on this, it's like, bro, this is Assassin's Creed 2, but like in Egypt or something. Like, it just looked like Assassin's Creed 2. Like, I'm sorry. Like, sure, more detailed visuals and all of that, but other than that, I guess Assassin's Creed fans are probably going to be really happy that this game looks like it's going to be more traditional Assassin's Creed instead of the RPG light things that they've been doing with Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. But to me, it's like, ever since what they did with Odyssey, I was just so disappointed. and how manipulative they were and trying to funnel you into the in-game store and selling you XP boosters and coin doublers and all this other bullshit, that I just had to kind of like write the Assassin's Creed franchise off. Like, I'm sorry, I can't get excited about Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft has done way too much shady bullshit and nonsense to get me to be excited about it. Now, naturally, this was the one that kind of like blew my friggin' mind. A Dragon's Dogma 2 trailer that I was not expecting at all. You'll be able to see my reaction to this if you're curious on live stream. It's still live on the channel right now. Yeah, because I did a live stream. I don't know if I mentioned it already. I did a live stream of the whole showcase, so you guys can check that out on the channel. It's available. But yeah, I'm super excited about this one. I will be doing a video analysis on this, as well as like there's a press release and there's the official website. I'm going to be doing like a whole dedicated video for Dragon's Dogma 2. But this one, super excited about it. If you've never played the original Dragon's Dogma, I cannot recommend it enough, regardless of where you want to play it. Like, this game is currently available on all relevant platforms. That means it's not on mobile, because fuck mobile games. Who the fuck wants to play mobile games? Get the fuck out of here. So it's available on Switch, it's available on Xbox, it's available on PlayStation, both for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 5 probably through backwards compatibility for PlayStation 4. I don't know. It's available on PC. It's available everywhere that matters. So do yourself a favor, if you still haven't played the original Dragon's Dogma, go play it now. Get ready for Dragon's Dogma 2. You can thank me later, all right, dude? It's just that simple when it comes to Dragon's Dogma. Next up, we have the Final Fantasy XVI launch trailer, Salvation. I'm not going to be showing you guys that trailer here. As a matter of fact, when that trailer was happening, here was my reaction. I was like covering my face so that I wouldn't, covering the screen so that I wouldn't actually watch the trailer, because I want to go into Final Fantasy XVI in terms of like the gameplay and the story and all of that as blind as possible. That's how much respect I have for this team, Creative Business Unit 3. I have tremendous respect for this team, Yoshi P's vision, all of that stuff. Just yesterday, I played Final Fantasy XIV, did all of the raids, love that, so friggin' good. So this one, I want to play it as blind as I possibly can. Probably going to be recording the whole thing too, so you guys can look forward to that. But yeah, they released a trailer for that, and that is going to be a straight up Game of the Year candidate. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Foamstars. It's so weird for me to go from like a fantastic game by Square Enix, which is going to be Final Fantasy XVI, to Foamstars, which is basically Splatoon from Wish. Yeah, that's what Foamstars is. It's Splatoon from Wish. It's Splatoon, but with colorful foam. Like, it's to the point where I start wondering, like, is Nintendo just going to take this lying down? Is Square Enix going to be receiving a very angry letter from Nintendo's lawyer team? I don't know. It's that level. It is that level. But anyways, yeah, in terms of gameplay, it's pretty much the same. The only difference is that foam also adds height, as opposed to just painting the screen. It also adds a little bit of height. So it makes it so that, you know, a little bit of changes to the Z-axis. But even the characters moving, like they surf through the foam the same way that, you know, the squidlings transform into squids and surf through the ink. It's so weird. It's super weird. I don't know what they're thinking with this. And also it's something that I'm not even remotely interested in. Then they're talking about 2 new playable characters join Grand Blue Fantasy Relink roster. Which naturally this is a game that I'm super excited about, and I think that this is going to be a fantastic game. It's going to be releasing later this year in the winter. I'm probably going to be doing a video analysis on this one as well, like its own dedicated video, because I've been doing as much coverage of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink as possible. I'm super excited about it. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. But yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink I think is going to be a fantastic title, so we'll see later this year. Now, next up, we have Immortals of Avium, which is a shooter coming from EA Originals. It is magic shooter, so basically a dude casts spells, first-person shooter style. Could be cool, could not be cool. You know, I'm curious, but it's not really something that's super up my alley. We have Tower of Fantasy, which can go die in a fiery pit of doom for all I care, because it's basically 100% gotcha garbage pay-to-win piece of shit. It has no business whatsoever being in any showcase as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I'm not particularly excited about that one. Then we had the showcase for the PSVR 2 announcements. Beat Saber launches on PSVR 2, which is pretty cool. I've never played Beat Saber. I know that a lot of people are into Beat Saber, so this is going to be the first time that I'm going to be playing Beat Saber, so that'll be legit. Then we have the first PSVR 2 footage for Resident Evil 4. That one actually had me a little bit curious. I might check that out. I don't know. I'm curious. We'll see. But this is still in development. There's no actual release date for this one yet. First look at Arizona Sunshine 2, which actually looked interesting. Although the first Arizona Sunshine, I remember playing it a little bit and I was like, this is rough. It's pretty rough. That's kind of like what I remember for that game. Super rough. So I don't know if Sunshine 2 is going to do it or not. We'll see. New gameplay details revealed for Crossfire Sierra Squad coming to PSVR 2. Don't care. Five Nights at Freddy's. This is a weird thing. I feel like the Five Nights at Freddy's guy probably has some dirt on Sony, because I feel like every single showcase that comes out, there's new Five Nights at Freddy games, which, number one, how's this dude just making so many Five Nights at Freddy's games? Like, how's that even possible? Number two, what dirt does he have on Jim Ryan that he keeps getting, like, featured spots at PlayStation showcases? It's just weird to me. Not to mention the absolute disrespect that it was to basically sandwich Dragon's Dogma 2 between this piece of garbage Tower of Fantasy and this piece of garbage Five Nights at Freddy's. I just think that it's incredibly disrespectful of PlayStation to just put like a really good gem in between those two turds, but you know, this is probably going to upset a lot of people. I always get a lot of pushback from people when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's just like, look, I just don't like it. I think the game doesn't look good. I don't think that there's a lot of effort put into the game, but that's just my overall take from what I've seen of that game so far. And the rate at which this man pumps out these games is insane. I feel like this is a game that was basically made popular because of YouTube culture, and that's pretty much where it ends. And now a bunch of kids play the game because of all this YouTube culture that was around it. That's kind of like the way that I look at that game, but whatever. Then we have the immersive PSVR 2 action shooter Synapse, and this one's actually one that I'm interested in. Like, this thing looked really cool. Reminded me a lot of Super Hot. Even though it's not the same developers as Super Hot, I was actually wondering if that was the case. But I just think that the gameplay looks really cool. Like, look at this. You're shooting, you're pulling enemies around because you're going to have telekinetic powers. You can... Basically, it looks like you're using telekinesis with your left hand and you're using guns with your right hand. And it looks like it might be some type of roguelike stuff. So yeah, this one is one that I'm interested in checking out because, you know, I already have a PSVR 2, so I might as well check this stuff out. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out, but I'm very, very interested. Next up, we have Indies announcement. First look at Ghost Runner 2. Ghost Runner 2, I mean, it looked interesting. I never played the original. Plucky Squire's Storybook World. Plucky Squire actually looked pretty cool, even though it's not my kind of game. I had to recognize, yeah, that looks interesting. It's basically this whole thing where there's like a book and you have a character that is like drawn into the book and you're playing with that type of art style. Then the character jumps out of the book and then you play in a 3D world and then you jump back into like 2D objects and you play 2D. It looked interesting, but it's not really my kind of game. Sword of the Sea, this is something I'm probably going to be checking out. This is from the same team that did Journey, and it definitely felt like, you know, you got some Journey vibes out of it. So I'm definitely down for that. I played Journey. Teardown actually looked really interesting. It's this crazy voxel explosions and whatnot, and just like crazy simulation stuff going on. So I'm curious to, you know, maybe I'll check that out. We'll see. Then there was Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm not interested. It's not really my type of thing. There was a game called Neva, which the art style, you know, it's going to be cool for some people. It's not really my cup of tea when it comes to the art style that they showed with Neva. But, you know, I'm not writing it off, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be something for me. Same thing for Revenant Hill. Didn't really seem like it was going to be something that I'm going to be particularly interested in. But it's like this game with a cat, and I didn't like the art style, so I didn't really look it up too much. We have Towers of Agazba. Now, this one is interesting because it looks like it's going to be some type of a survival game. I'm thinking if maybe I'll do a separate video on this one or not, but it definitely looks interesting. I'll say that. I don't know if it has multiplayer. The visuals look pretty good, although the animations have a little bit of a jank to it. This was one of the presentations that was recorded on PC, but I don't know. It just seems like there might be something to this that could be interesting. So maybe I'll do some more research on this one. You guys let me know in the comment section down below if this one is a game that actually strikes your fancy or not. And maybe I'll do an additional video on it further down the line. But anyways, then we have Talos Principle 2. This is a puzzler game. And Ultros, psychedelic sci-fi side-scroller. And again, these are two games that are really not the type of games that I play, but this is pretty much a summary of everything that was shown at the showcase. Or was it? Because I told you guys earlier in the video, there's actually one more game that they did not feature on the PlayStation Showcase blog post for some strange reason, but it was definitely in the showcase, and it just turns out that it is a game that I'm very interested in. And that game is Phantom Blade Zero. Now, I don't really know a whole lot about this game at this point, but very much like Dragon's Dogma 2, I plan on doing some research and making a dedicated video for this game in the same vein of the stuff that I've done, for instance, in Lords of the Fallen recently. So I want to do like a deep dive into it. I want to analyze every little bit of gameplay. I want to see the PlayStation blog post that they put up where they talk with the studio that is actually working on this, so that I can get some more information, so you guys can look forward to that video here in the channel soon. So if you're curious about that, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so that you are notified whenever that video comes out. But pretty much that is everything that was talked about in the PlayStation Showcase, at least as far as I can remember. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys, to give you guys a very quick recap. If you enjoyed the video, hit it up with a like. It really helps out. And I want you also to go into the comment section and let me know which of these games were you the most excited for. All of the games that were shown in the PlayStation Showcase, which one was the one that you liked the most? Did you enjoy the PlayStation Showcase? Did you not? Because I've been seeing a lot of people that did not like the PlayStation Showcase. Like I said at the start, to me, if I get like one or two games that I'm excited about, I'm like, cool, that's fine. All of the other stuff, it's whatever. But let me know in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe. Peace out.